Arizona's desert dream is crumbling into dust. Cities once booming with retirees, investors, and families chasing sunshine are now flashing the same warning signs of collapse we saw before the 2008 crash. Median home prices that soared to record highs are plunging by 15 to 25%. Inventories are exploding by 50%, and insurance premiums, often topping $7,000 a year, are suffocating homeowners. Entire neighborhoods sit half-empty, with "for sale" and "bank-owned" signs multiplying like weeds in the desert heat. In 2025, Arizona's housing crisis isn't just a slowdown. It's turning vibrant communities into modern ghost towns before our eyes. Number 10. Nogales. Nogales, a city of around 19,000 residents, is experiencing one of the most brutal housing reversals in Arizona. Just 2 years ago, homes that hovered near $220,000 were being snatched up by investors and retirees dreaming of affordable border living. In 2025, the dream is shattered. Median home prices have collapsed below $170,000, a staggering 23% drop in under 24 months. What's fueling this freefall? A toxic combination of surging insurance costs, mortgage rates stuck around 7%, and an exodus of buyers scared off by crime and economic stagnation. The once enticing idea of buying cheap in Nogales has backfired. Property tax bills averaging $2,400 per year feel unbearable when paired with double-digit utility hikes. Worse, average household incomes linger around $36,000, making affordability calculations impossible for most locals. Housing inventory has ballooned. Listings are up 41% year over year, and nearly half of the homes on the market have seen price cuts, with slashes of $20,000 to $40,000 becoming the new normal. Foreclosures are also quietly climbing. In 2025, filings have reached 1 in every 1,600 housing units, more than double the statewide average. Entire blocks are now littered with "for sale" and "bank-owned" signs, leaving some neighborhoods eerily quiet. Vacancy rates are soaring past 15%, the highest Nogales has seen in over a decade. What was once marketed as an affordable entry point into Arizona homeownership is rapidly transforming into a cautionary tale. Investors who piled in are pulling out, renters are fleeing, and longtime residents are watching equity vanish into thin air. Nogales is no longer the hidden gem of southern Arizona. It's turning into a ghost town in real time. Number 9. Tucson. Tucson, with nearly 550,000 residents, looks busy on paper, but beneath the surface the housing market is imploding. In 2022, the median home price surged past $365,000. By mid-2025, values have dropped to around $305,000, a jaw-dropping 16% collapse. Inventory has exploded by 52% year over year, meaning sellers outnumber buyers at a dangerous scale. Over 47% of active listings now show price cuts, often slashed by $30,000 to $70,000 just to spark interest. For many homeowners, insurance premiums are the final nail. Policies once hovering around $2,500 annually are now topping $6,000 to $8,000, in some cases eclipsing the mortgage itself. Add in property taxes averaging $2,900, and monthly bills are bleeding families dry. The result? Foreclosure filings have spiked, hitting 1 in every 1,900 units, creating entire stretches of empty homes in neighborhoods that just 3 years ago were booming. Tucson's local economy hasn't kept pace either. With average household incomes near $54,000, affordability has been obliterated. Mortgage payments on even modest homes exceed 40% of take-home pay, far above sustainable levels. Rentals aren't a safe haven either, with median rents jumping to $1,600, forcing many to pack up and leave altogether. The city's sprawl makes the emptiness even more visible. Drive through suburban developments, and you'll see half-built subdivisions abandoned mid-construction, with weeds crawling up unfinished driveways. Investors who once bet on Tucson's desert boom are fleeing, leaving skeleton communities behind. Tucson is unraveling into one of Arizona's most shocking ghost towns, faster than anyone predicted. Number 8. Surprise. Surprise. A city of 150,000 once celebrated as one of the fastest growing in the Phoenix metro, is watching its housing dream evaporate. In 2022, homes sold for around $420,000 on average. By 2025, that figure has nosedived to $345,000, a brutal 18% drop. Nearly 55% of sellers in Surprise are slashing their asking prices, with some cutting by $50,000 or more to lure hesitant buyers. The overbuilding frenzy that fueled Surprise's growth is now its downfall. Entire subdivisions sit half-empty, their manicured lawns replaced by tumbleweeds and for sale banners baking under the desert sun. Inventory is up 49% year over year, and homes are lingering on the market for over 70 days, more than double the time just 2 years ago. Insurance and utilities amplify the crisis. Annual homeowners insurance premiums have shot past $7,200 compared to just $3,200 in 2020. Property tax bills near $2,800 drain household budgets already battered by higher mortgage rates. With average household income stuck around $62,000, many residents are officially house poor, devoting well over one-third of earnings just to keep a roof overhead. Foreclosures are climbing too, with filings at 1 in every 2,100 homes. Entire cul-de-sacs now have 2 or 3 bank-owned properties, dragging down neighborhood values. Once thriving retirement communities are seeing residents sell at losses simply to escape rising costs. Surprise's rapid growth story has turned into a cautionary tale. What was once marketed as a family-friendly paradise is now a desert mirage, with the housing crash leaving behind hollow streets and fading promise. Number 7. Prescott Valley. Prescott Valley, population 49,000, was marketed as Arizona's affordable mountain escape. In 2021, homes averaged $380,000, and retirees flocked here. But by 2025, the median has plunged to $312,000, marking a punishing 17% price collapse. Inventory has swelled by 46% year over year, and nearly half the market shows heavy price reductions. Homeowners are being strangled by costs. Insurance premiums that once hovered around $2,800 annually have skyrocketed beyond $6,500, especially after wildfire risk zones expanded. Property taxes of roughly $2,500 per year only deepen the financial stress. Retirees living on fixed incomes are the hardest hit, and many are bailing out of the region entirely. Foreclosure filings are accelerating, now hitting 1 in every 1,700 homes, and empty lots are common. Builders, who overproduced during the pandemic boom, are stuck with unsold inventory, offering discounts of $40,000 to $60,000, yet still unable to attract steady buyers. Homes sit on the market for 80-plus days, a stark reversal from the frenzy of 2 years ago. The economic base isn't strong enough to cushion the blow. With average household income under $60,000, affordability ratios are broken. Families can't afford the inflated mortgage payments, retirees can't stomach the costs, and investors have pulled the plug. Entire neighborhoods are dotted with "for sale" and "price reduced" signs. Prescott Valley's once shining reputation as a retirement haven is fading fast. The combination of falling equity, rising insurance, and an oversupplied market is turning this mountain town into a chilling example of how quickly paradise can morph into a ghost town. Number 6. Kingman. Kingman, with about 33,000 residents, was once hailed as a bargain in northwest Arizona, where homes could be snagged for $250,000 just 3 years ago. That bargain has collapsed. By mid-2025, the median price is barely $205,000, representing a gut-wrenching 18% drop in under 2 years. Inventory is exploding, up nearly 45% year over year, leaving rows of unsold homes across new subdivisions. Price reductions are everywhere. More than 48% of active listings show cuts, often in the range of $25,000 to $50,000. Some sellers are so desperate they're tossing in cars, furniture, or even covering a year of HOA fees just to unload properties. Homes now sit on the market for 95-plus days, a brutal slowdown from the pandemic frenzy when sales happened in a week. The cost of staying is no better. Annual homeowners insurance premiums have doubled since 2021, now topping $6,000 on average thanks to wildfire risk and storm claims. Pair that with property taxes averaging $2,200 and households on incomes of $54,000 are sinking. Mortgage payments alone eat up more than a third of the typical paycheck, and that's before utilities. Foreclosure filings have spiked to 1 in every 1,850 homes, pulling entire neighborhoods down with them. Boarded-up homes with weeds in the driveway are becoming common sights, the telltale signs of abandonment. Investors who thought Kingman would explode as a commuter hub between Las Vegas and Phoenix are now running for the exits. Kingman's identity as a cheap alternative has turned into a financial trap. Instead of being a growth story, this desert city is quietly turning into a ghost town, its streets echoing with the silence of vanished buyers. Number 5. Bullhead City. Bullhead City, nestled along the Colorado River with about 41,000 residents, once marketed itself as a riverfront paradise. In 2021, the median home price peaked near $310,000. Fast forward to 2025, and prices have plunged to $252,000, a staggering 19% decline that has gutted local equity. The market here is drowning in oversupply. Active listings are up 53% year over year, and more than half of them carry price cuts averaging $35,000 to $60,000. Sellers are slashing deeper every month, yet homes now linger on the market for 100+ days. The river views that once sparked bidding wars are now failing to attract even casual buyers. Rising costs are suffocating residents. Homeowners' insurance premiums have surged past $7,400 annually, while property taxes of about $2,600 pile on top. For households making around $50,000, these costs push affordability far beyond reach. Mortgage payments on even a modest home devour more than 40% of local income, forcing many to list their homes in desperation. Foreclosures are surging, currently at 1 in every 1,600 homes, among the highest in Arizona. Riverside neighborhoods once buzzing with jet skis and weekend getaways are now eerily quiet, peppered with bank-owned signs and abandoned vacation rentals. The dream of Bullhead City as a retirement and second home haven is collapsing under the weight of insurance costs, weak incomes, and vanishing demand. What was once a river playground is now on the verge of becoming a desert ghost town, with its housing market sinking faster than the Colorado itself. Number 4. Sierra Vista. Sierra Vista, with about 44,000 residents, is unraveling faster than anyone imagined. In 2022, homes averaged around $280,000. By 2025, values have cratered to $226,000, a sharp 19% crash that has wiped out equity across the city. The warning signs are everywhere. Housing inventory has jumped 48% year over year, leaving sellers stranded in a sea of competition. Nearly 51% of listings show major price reductions, some slashed by $40,000 or more. Homes now sit unsold for 90+ days, a painful reversal from the buying frenzy of just a few years ago. The affordability crisis here is crushing. Average household incomes hover around $56,000, but with insurance premiums surging beyond $6,800 annually and property taxes near $2,400, families are buckling under the weight of ownership. Mortgage payments on modest homes now devour nearly 45% of take-home pay, forcing many to abandon their American dream. Foreclosures are climbing fast, reaching 1 in every 1,700 homes. Once stable military neighborhoods near Fort Huachuca are littered with foreclosure notices, leaving block after block in limbo. Investors who once saw Sierra Vista as a hidden gem are retreating, dumping properties at losses of $30,000 to $70,000. Even rentals offer no escape. Median rents are above $1,450, further pressuring families caught between renting unaffordably or owning at a loss. With weak job growth and rising costs, Sierra Vista's housing future looks bleak. What was once sold as an affordable southern Arizona haven is unraveling into a cautionary tale. Sierra Vista is slipping toward ghost town status, where abandoned homes tell the story of a market collapsing in plain sight. Number 3. Flagstaff. Flagstaff, long viewed as Arizona's mountain jewel, is now experiencing one of the most stunning housing reversals in the state. Back in 2022, the median home price soared above $650,000, fueled by a flood of out-of-state buyers seeking cooler climates and remote work retreats. But in 2025, the bubble has popped. Prices have fallen to about $535,000, marking a jaw-dropping 17% decline. For a city of only 77,000 residents, this price erosion has gutted equity faster than anywhere else in northern Arizona. The affordability crisis is catastrophic. Household incomes average around $63,000, yet mortgage payments on even a modest Flagstaff home now exceed $3,200 per month, more than half of take-home pay for many families. Inventory has exploded by 49% year over year, and homes are sitting on the market for an average of 95 days, compared to just 20 during the pandemic frenzy. Over 52% of listings have seen price cuts, often in the range of $70,000 to $100,000, and sellers are bleeding equity just to move their properties. Adding to the misery, wildfire risk zones have sent insurance premiums skyrocketing. Policies that averaged $2,900 annually now top $7,500, with some homeowners paying more for insurance than their actual mortgage. Property taxes of roughly $3,200 further erode affordability. Foreclosure filings are climbing steadily, now at 1 in every 1,850 homes, and once pristine neighborhoods are seeing boarded-up windows and unmowed lawns. Even the rental market offers no relief. Median rent is now $2,000 per month, far beyond what most residents can sustain. Young families and retirees alike are leaving Flagstaff behind, unable to survive the crushing costs. What was once the crown jewel of Arizona mountain living is rapidly becoming a high-priced ghost town, with streets lined by "for sale" and price-reduced signs instead of tourists and thriving locals. Number 2. Casa Grande. Casa Grande, once pitched as Arizona's booming commuter hub between Phoenix and Tucson, is crumbling under the weight of its own overhyped growth story. In 2021, the median home price surged to nearly $340,000 as buyers poured in chasing new construction and affordability compared to Phoenix. By 2025, prices have tumbled to about $270,000, representing a brutal 21% drop that has erased tens of thousands in homeowner equity. The overbuilding frenzy is glaring. Inventory has skyrocketed by 54% year over year, with entire subdivisions of brand new homes standing empty. Builders are slashing prices by $40,000 to $80,000 per property, yet homes still linger unsold for more than 100 days. More than half of all listings are sitting with major price cuts, and some desperate sellers are covering closing costs, throwing in furniture, or offering cash incentives just to offload properties. For residents, costs are crushing. Homeowners insurance, once around $2,400 annually, now hovers over $6,800, while property taxes average $2,700. With household incomes stuck near $58,000, mortgage payments on even reduced prices consume nearly 45% of monthly earnings. Families are being squeezed out, retirees are fleeing, and investors are dumping properties at fire sale prices. Foreclosures are surging, with filings hitting 1 in every 1,500 homes, one of the highest rates in Arizona. Neighborhoods that were supposed to represent the future of Casa Grande's growth are now dotted with abandoned construction projects and half-empty cul-de-sacs. The once highly anticipated electric vehicle factory boom failed to deliver lasting stability, leaving behind a housing market dependent on speculation. Casa Grande's story is turning into one of Arizona's darkest housing crash narratives. Once marketed as a future boomtown, it is instead transforming into a desert ghost town, where shiny new homes sit hollow and equity evaporates into thin air. Number 1. Phoenix. Phoenix, Arizona's crown jewel and the 5th largest city in America with 1.6 million residents, is the most shocking example of a housing market on the brink. During the pandemic boom, The median home price exploded to $470,000 in 2022, making Phoenix one of the hottest real estate markets in the nation. By 2025, that figure has cratered to $385,000, representing a staggering 18% drop, tens of billions of dollars in lost equity across the metro. Inventory has surged 55% year over year, flooding the market with options and driving sellers into desperation. Over 49% of active listings now carry price reductions, many slashed by $50,000 to $100,000. Homes that once sold in bidding wars now sit unsold for 85+ days. Builders are drowning in unsold stock, cutting deals that would have been unthinkable just 3 years ago. The affordability crisis is bleeding residents dry. Homeowners' insurance premiums that averaged $3,200 annually in 2020 now top $8,200 due to wildfire, flood, and storm risks. Property taxes average $3,500, piling on costs. For households earning about $74,000, mortgage payments on median-priced homes consume nearly half of take-home pay. Renters aren't spared either. Median rents hover near $1,950, pushing families to the brink. Foreclosures are quietly skyrocketing, now at 1 in every 1,600 homes. Once thriving neighborhoods are seeing homes sit abandoned, lawns overgrown, and bank-owned signs multiplying. Investors who poured billions into Phoenix during the boom are now retreating, dumping properties at losses and leaving behind empty apartment complexes and half-built projects. Phoenix is no longer the invincible desert boomtown it was marketed as. The city that symbolized endless growth is now ground zero for Arizona's housing collapse. The sprawling metro is littered with for-sale signs, unsold subdivisions, and neighborhoods sliding toward ghost town status.